the one and only, the interim champion, Northwest, one of the finest. Big Tom Aspinall. By the way, we've got a stacked show for you planned all today. We've got Mohammed Makayev joining us later as well. We'll be talking about Mark the Hammer Coleman. Did you see what happened with him, Tom?
I did. Apparently, I've got a very shiny forehead as well. I don't know why that is, but yeah.
You haven't got a makeup girl to powder you down?
No makeup girl around here, mate. We're in Wigan right now, so yeah, no makeup girls around.
You're the champion of the world, Tom.
Not going on. Anyway, more serious topic. Mark Coleman. Yes. I met Mark a few years ago. You were there, actually. This was at an expo in Manchester, if you remember.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Fucking what a great guy. What a great guy he was and he is. And we've actually kept in touch since. Like, he's always dropping me messages and stuff, and just an awesome guy. And I just so upset when I found out about him. Like, the guy.
Yeah.
But hopefully he's on the other side of it now. Hopefully
he is. He's come round. He's out of the. He's awake. He's breathing. He's speaking to his family. And I think one of the first things. No, turn the light on, babe. I said. I texted turn the fan off because it's freezing in here, and it clicks. Click, 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 click. She turns the light off. Anyway, he's talking, and you know what he said? He said the best thing is he's so happy because he was able to save the life of his parents. I mean, that man, absolute goddamn legend. So shout out to Mark Coleman. Tom, you're the talk of the town all the time these days, being as you're the big time interim heavyweight champion. But last week, Curtis Blaydes was talking about you as well.
Yep. Yeah, I like it, mate. Like, it's in my next fight, as always, is in the hands of the UFC. I've never said no to a fight in my life, and I don't plan on starting now. You know what I mean? I've not got to this like top level and start to pick and choose people. Like, that's just not my style. If he wants it, as far as I'm concerned, I'm in. I've got a lot of respect for Curtis. Obviously, I would like to get that fight back. I've got a loss to him where I got injured, and I've got nothing against Curtis. I can't sit here and say like, oh, I don't like him, because in all honesty, I do like him. He's a good guy. His team are nice people. His dad's a nice guy. Like, I have nothing bad to say about Curtis Blaydes personally. Professionally, I want to whoop him. Simple as that. I owe him one, and I would love to get it back. So if the UFC want to do it, I am more than up for doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you said. He is a lovely guy. His entire team, they were nothing but respectful after, what went down between the two of you. I saw them afterwards. They weren't gloating or talking shit. But it does make a lot of sense, I guess, with you now being the interim champ. Now he's got a reason to want to fight you. You know what I'm saying? Because, if you were him, to be fair, you would understand the mindset of, well, I've already been there. I've been in there with him. I beat him. Call it what you will, right? But it's down in the history books as a win. But now, of course, you get a chance to run that one back and eradicate that kind of loss in some ways. If you were able to do that, would you see it like that? That you were able to set the record straight?
Absolutely. That's absolutely why this fight would make sense to me. Also, I know we've talked about it personally a little bit. Oh, shit.
Oh. Pet's heads are falling off.
It's wrestling a cactus, believe it or not.
Mate, listen, your camera's falling off. Rebecca's fiddling with this fan. You might have saw me a minute ago. I'm like, what are you doing? She came, she turned it off. Then she turned it back on again. I'm like, just turn the thing off. Then the cameras are going topsy-turvy. Anyway, what were you saying?
I've lost it now. Yeah, I mean, there's basically, at the minute, as I said, we spoke about it a bit, like, obviously away from the media, personally, and at one point I was like, I should be fighting for the undisputed title next, and I'm not budging on that. And now I just think, actually, I want to make my own legacy, man. Like, I'm not going to wait for like something that's not happening forever. Like, look, just as an example, look what's going on with Michael Chandler at the moment. Do you know what I mean? The guy's been waiting
really
forever.
Good point.
And I don't want to be, I mean, God love Michael Chandler, all respect to him. I've got nothing bad to say about the guy, but I don't want to be like Michael Chandler, just sat on the fence forever, waiting for a train that's never going to come. Like, I want to make my own legacy and be great on my own without having to, do anything, wait for anybody or anything like that. Like, if I want to be one of the best of all time, which I truly, truly believe that I can be, I've got to go and prove it, man. And I'm willing to do that.
It's great to hear you talk like that, Tom, because you're absolutely right. I mean, first of all, for Michael Chandler, I think we all kind of not feel well. No, we feel for the guy. We don't feel sorry for him, but it's kind of a crappy situation because now he's at this point, and this is where you could potentially have ended up, where he's waited so long that you might as well carry on waiting. Do you know what I mean? Well, I've waited whatever it is, 14, 15 months, maybe even longer. You know, at what point do you pull the trigger or pull the Band-Aid off and just say, screw it? You know what I mean? So you're doing the right thing because that fight, Jones or Stipe, whoever it is, you're the next guy. You know what I mean? So when it comes, it comes. In the meantime, you do what you said. You build your own legacy. You go out there, you make it clear that you are the best heavyweight, the guy that's fighting regularly, defending the spot that you have, the interim title. So, yeah, no, mate, it's great to hear. It really is. Do you think any idea when you and Curtis, or number one, of the UFC been in touch with you about that?
Not yet. But I don't know what they're going to do. And who knows? Like I say, my kind of next move is in the UFC's hands. I don't know. I'm ready to go whenever. You know me, Mike. I'm training all the time. I'm at the gym as we speak, ready to train after this interview. So I trained this morning. I've been training twice a day, mate, since my last fight. So I'm improving all the time. The more time they give me, the more time I've got to improve. Simple as that.
You are a consummate professional, Tom, and I do really respect that about you. How's the old man doing? How's Andy?
He's all right, mate. He's doing good.
Yeah?
He's loving it. He's just getting on with his normal stuff. Yeah, he's loving it.
Is he getting stopped in the streets as well these days?
Yeah, I think he has been a little bit. Yeah, he has been. I don't really go anywhere to get stopped, to be honest. I just do my normal thing. So it's like,
come on.
I ain't the kind of guy. I ain't popping bottles on the yacht and doing all that shit. Like, no, I'm here to be the best. That's it.
Well, you are here to be the best, and you're not popping bottles and champagne. With popping bottles of champagne on a yacht. But the last I saw, Tom, you were rolling around the streets of England in a tank with strongman Eddie Hall. Come on, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, Eddie has been training MMA a little bit with us. Yeah. As you know, we have a team of exclusively heavyweights. So Eddie is obviously a big, strong, heavy guy. So Eddie's been coming down doing a little bit of training because he was going to have an MMA fight and then he got cancelled and now I think he's got another one rescheduled or something. I don't know. So me and Eddie got a little bit friendly. Yeah, we're mates now, me and Eddie. And done a bit of YouTubing and whatnot together. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a cool guy. And
I saw that video that you did. Were you trying to eat what he eats in a day?
Yes. Yeah.
Because I didn't watch the whole thing because it was long. I kind of skimmed through it a little bit. And for those that don't know, Eddie Hall is one of the world's best strongmen. Is he the strongest man in the world officially?
He was.
Was he?
I mean,
he was.
It's year to year, isn't it? So for 1 year, he was. But then he's retired from strongman now. But
in an arm wrestling match. In an arm wrestling match.
He did.
No, do you reckon you could take him?
I don't. No.
Okay. Did I just hear him fart?
No, it was my phone vibrated.
Oh, your phone vibrated.
That keeps going on in interviews. People are like, what's going on with Tom farting in interviews?
I'm like, bloody hell, Tom. Too many protein shakes with Eddie Hall. How much food does he get through in a day then? Tell me about this challenge that you did.
I don't know. He says 10,000 calories, right? Now, I am a little bit skeptical of Eddie's diet, to be honest. For someone who's training MMA, I don't think that is possible to eat that much. Because MMA, be a strongman, I don't know much about strongman, so I have no idea. But if you're eating 10,000 plus calories a day and training MMA workouts, mate, are very intense. I don't have to tell you that. MMA workouts are very, very intense. You're training hard once, twice a day, 3 times a day sometimes, and you're putting all that calories in your body. Your body's working overtime. You're heavy. You feel like shit. You're sluggish as hell. Like, I don't think that's very... It doesn't help. I don't think.
Yeah, you never want to go to the gym when you've got a full stomach like that. Certainly if you're sparring or doing jiu-jitsu or just anything, really. But I've got no experience on that. For me, I was always calorie deficient because I was always trying to lose weight. Obviously, as a heavyweight, it's not a problem that you have, you lucky bastard. I used to be starving throughout an entire training camp. Tom, we had Francis Ngannou go up against Anthony Joshua last week. I think in hindsight, people weren't surprised, right? Francis did phenomenally well against Tyson Fury. And then against Anthony Joshua, it kind of looked like now maybe Tyson didn't apply himself in that training camp. What did you think when you watched it?
I wasn't surprised. Of course, like it's heavyweight combat sports. If you get whacked with a guy from a guy that size, like obviously you're going unconscious. I did think Ngannou would have done a little bit better against him. Like I did See, I'm a bit of a YouTube wanker now, man. Like, I'm doing
you're not a YouTube wanker. You're you're a man. You're a real man. Okay? The only real men can get on YouTube like this, bro.
I'm doing shit on YouTube. And I made a little prediction video and I said, for me, it was kind of like a 50-50 fight. And then obviously everyone jumps on the comments, all these experts, after Francis Ngannou's been knocked out. I'm like, you MMA guys don't know anything about boxing. Look, mate, that could have gone either way. Do you know what I mean? Two massive guys. Obviously, the odds are favouring Anthony Joshua. The guy's a boxer. But if Francis Ngannou whacked him, he could have dropped him as well. So I wasn't all that surprised.
Yeah. But I think for me, and I talked about this, so I don't want to go on about it too long, but I think the difference is obviously Francis Ngannou, of course, he has the power. If he'd have connected, he could have done that. You know, but a boxer, and you know, Tom, you've been around pro boxing, you've had a pro boxing match, and you're a fighter, a very good one. In your mind, when you're fighting, it's not just all about landing the biggest shots. We've all got the athletic ability to throw a combination skillfully or whatever. But the true elite, somebody like Anthony Joshua, they have the ability to slow it down in their mind and really see the opening. You know, not just throwing enough punches and hoping something gets through. You got to set it up. You got to see the opening. And I think Anthony Joshua was just taking his time, seeing what Francis was going to give him and saying, right, okay, all right, there it is. There's the opening. All right, bosh. Because it was almost the first shot that he threw. Do you know what I mean? So I think that was the difference there. So I think because, hey, listen, I was like you. I was all in. I actually thought Ngannou was going to go out there and do it. After watching what he did against Tyson Fury, I just got carried away with the romance of it all. I'm like, this is unbelievable what he's doing. There's no stopping this guy. And then, of course, he gets flatlined pretty quickly. But yeah, I wanted to get your take on that. I also want to know your take on this. Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson, legendary fighter, one of the best to ever partake in the sport. He thinks that Anthony Joshua could beat Francis Ngannou in an MMA fight.
Oh, that is surprised. That has surprised me. I can see why he said that with Francis Ngannou's style, because he does predominantly throw hands in MMA. But it's not to say, like, I would have thought someone like him would have been a little bit more, I don't know, maybe he might be saying it for headlines. You never know. He might be saying it for headlines. You know what it's like. But just because you don't use it in your fight doesn't mean that you can't do it, if that makes sense. Like, there's a million things that I've not done in my fights that I can do really well. Do you know what I mean? That I can do really well in the gym, but I've not had the opportunity to show them in my fights. Just because Francis Ngannou doesn't throw a lot of kicks in his fights doesn't mean that he doesn't have the ability to throw kicks well, if that makes sense. So I can see why he said it, because Francis Ngannou is definitely predominantly a puncher in MMA. But I don't doubt that Francis leg kicks hard. I don't doubt that if Francis gets on top of you, it's hard to escape.
And he did take Cyril Gane down multiple times.
And squashed him for 5 rounds for 25 minutes, near enough. Yeah. He had a lot of top time in that fight. So I can see where he's coming from in one sense, but I don't think that's very realistic, to be honest.
As you say, just because he's never done it in a fight doesn't mean he hasn't got it. It's like me. I mean, I've got some bloody ridiculously world-class jiu-jitsu, but I never submitted anyone in the UFC. I'd get you in a Kimura pretty easily. I've just never shown the world. You know what I mean?
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I've got a nasty Kimura, Tom.
I've got defense, bro. I've got defense.
I just had to say that because you're like, Bisping. He's always trying to fight me or whatever. Oh, dear.
I keep
So what
saying
else is going on, Tom? So you're going to be traveling a little bit next in the coming coming
a little
weeks.
bit. It's not all confirmed yet. It's not all confirmed, but yeah, just mix things up a little bit. Do a little media tour maybe, and travel the world a little bit, see what's going on. I don't know. You never know, mate. Things are changing from one minute to the next, aren't they? When you're fighting, 1 minute they want to send you one place, and we want to send you another. Then you've got to go here and train. And I'd like to get a few. As a professional athlete, we do carry injuries as well, of course. Not nothing serious at all, but I'd like to get them looked at and stuff. And just doing the same old shit, really, Mike.
You're going to swing by the PI.
I'd like to swing. Yeah, I'd like to swing by the PI a little bit and get a few stuff looked at. Yeah.
Stopping by Los Angeles at all on your journeys?
Why are you going to wine and dine me? Mike?
Well, I won't wine and dine you. That sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? But I will escort you out to it. That sounds weird. I shall take you out for a pleasant steak and a glass of wine. Yeah, no, I'd love to, Tom. Come on, man. You're in my backyard. Right. If you came to my backyard and you never messaged me.
Of course, I'm always messaging you. Of course,
what a prick. What a prick. I come to Manchester. I take you and your dad out. I pay the bill. You come to LA. You don't even shoot me a message.
I'll message you.
I'd be seriously offended.
If I'm in LA, mate, you'll be getting a message. Don't worry about
that. UFC 300, you're going to be there for that. What are your thoughts on that, Tom?
Good card. Definitely. Can't deny that it's a good card. Is it the best card ever? On paper? No. Let's not beat around the bush. It's not the best card ever. Is it an amazing card? Absolutely. I was hoping for a couple of... I would have liked seeing someone like Brock Lesnar thrown back in, to be honest. I thought that would have been funny. Or maybe
did you see that video I did? I said Tom Aspinall, Brock Lesnar.
I was trying to get some legs on that fight at one point. And it just weren't happening. Just no one was having it. So yeah, I would have liked to see something like that. But yeah, I'm really excited for it, mate. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, it's mental, to be honest. I understand what you're saying. Maybe not the best ever. Maybe it isn't, but it's bloody good. 3 title fights if you include the BMF, and then just loads of former champions, Charles Oliveira, Yuri, bloody top to bottom. Alex Pereira in the main event. There was a period there that you thought that he was trying to have a go at you, that you thought he was going to come up to heavyweight. Was that ever a ball that was kicked around?
It was, to be honest. We did a little bit of flirting with the idea. I was more interested than him, it seemed.
Well, he seems very uninterested in everything.
Yeah. It just seemed he wants to go to. Long story short, it turns out he wants to go to heavyweight. Doesn't want to go to heavyweight yet. So that's all we can do. Okay.
So he's saying that in the future he does want to compete at heavyweight, just not yet. All right, I like that, because one would assume that in 2 years, Tommy Aspinall is still going to be champion of the world, buddy.
I think so.
The nerve of this guy, Tom? The nerve of this guy.
Alex Pereira.
Who's he think he is?
The guy's a 2-weight world champion. You can't deny his skill level, but
I'm just trying to get you to talk some shit, Tom.
I'm not going to talk shit to nobody, mate. I have nothing bad to say about Alex.
So no, of course, no, nothing bad at all. The man's a legend. He's absolutely phenomenal. I've never had a conversation with him. I've saw him. I've said hi a couple of times, but never. And I know he doesn't speak English, but I've never spoken to him. What else is new, Tom? What have you been doing? As the champion of the world, I know you're getting wined and dined. You're going on TV shows. You're driving around in tanks. What else has been new?
Mate, honestly, I'd love to come up with some crazy, exciting story for you, but nothing's been going on. I've just been in the gym. I've just been in the gym twice a day. Honestly, I feel like to be at the top level, you need to lead like quite a mundane and boring lifestyle. And I've been doing that for quite a long time now. I'm accustomed to it. Like, that's what I do is I'll get up in the morning, I train, I come back, I sleep, I eat, I train again. Like, there's nothing spectacularly exciting going on. Anything that's exciting, mate, it's documented. It's on my YouTube channel. Do you know what I mean? It's on social media. So it might look like I'm doing all this stuff. I'm dead busy in that. But ultimately, I'm not. I'm in the gym. I'm working hard. I'm resting from my sessions. I'm stretching. I'm seeing the physio. I'm eating healthy. I'm doing all the boring, mundane shit that it takes to be the best in the world.
And that's exactly what it is. That's what it takes. You know what I mean? Once you start getting, I mean, I was never that guy either. I lived coming from Clitheroe until I moved out here, middle of nowhere, essentially. Do you know what I mean? So I wasn't living any kind of lifestyle like that. If you just keep a nice, normal routine, you know what I mean? I mean, listen, for Conor McGregor, it's a bit different because he's Conor McGregor. He's one of the most famous faces on the bloody planet, and he's got absolutely ridiculous money. Well, it sounds like you're doing the right thing, Tom. Proud of you, mate. Proud of you.
Like, this is what got me to the dance, so you got to maintain it. And to be honest, I've upped it even more. Like, I'm seeking out constantly the best training partners. I'm seeking out being uncomfortable in the gym. I'm seeking out better ways to recover. I'm seeking out better ways to be healthy and recover my body and keep myself healthy. Mate. And I'm just doing everything I can, mate, just to be the best version of myself that I can be.
You know, you touched on something there, the recovery. I get asked all the time if there's one piece of advice I could give my younger self. And it's always the same thing. Focus on the recovery, the stretching you mentioned before. Because my body's a bloody mess these days. You know what I mean? I'm probably going to need a few more surgeries. I just found that I might need a hip replacement. I need surgery on my wrist, but I'm in constant pain in my wrist, but it's going to remove like 30% strength and stability. So this doctor said, put it off as long as you can. Obviously the eyeball, but he can't breathe through my nose. So you're doing the right thing, Tom. You got to look after your body, man, because when you're young, you feel like you're invincible and it doesn't matter. And after every training session, I just wanted to get out of there. Do you know what I mean? You go and you work your ass off and then, right, that's it. Come on, let's go and eat, shower up and let's go. Yeah, you got to do the recovery, man. You're doing the right thing, Tom.
Yeah, and I was exactly the same, you know, like until maybe I got in the UFC, maybe even later than that. I used to just think, right, as long as I train hard, that's all I need. And it's not. It's just not. There's so much more to it. And especially now I'm not old by any stretch. I'm 31 next month. But like, I want my career to be as long as possible. I love it. I absolutely love fighting. And I want this to go on, you know, as long as I can stretch it on for, as long as I'm winning and I'm doing good and I'm healthy, like I want to keep it going because I enjoy it. So I'm trying to now buy myself as much time as I possibly can by doing stuff like recovery, getting massages, stretching, doing the physio, sleeping in the daytime. Like, so people don't even understand, mate. Like, all this stuff, it's all part of your job. Icing. You got to ice yourself after the sessions. You got to rub cream on yourself. You got to do all this kind of boring shit that, you know, they're not even the 1%, mate. They're the 0.01%. And they're
the mid-afternoon naps. See, I got quite accustomed to the mid-afternoon naps.
I'm very accustomed, mate. Very accustomed.
And this is what I said to Rebecca, because I still have a mid-afternoon nap. And I'm like, well, babe, you see, for so many years, I was a warrior, you know, and I needed those naps in between training sessions. And I just think it's built into my DNA now, babe. She's like, you're having another nap? I'm like, babe, come on, it's all those years. It's the muscle memory, you see. You say you're 31. I mean, you could go as a heavyweight 12, 13 years. You know, I mean, that's a hell of a long time to be in the UFC, Tom.
That is pushing out a bit, Mike. I don't know about that.
What, 43?
I mean, I guess I could, hopefully.
Of course you could.
God willing, I could, but I think late 30s, you know, I get a good run in me now for like another 6-7 years. Mate, like I said, I'll finish, mate, when I stop enjoying it. And right now, I love it more than ever. I absolutely love it. Like, this is what I've built my whole life to get to this point right now. So I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can. I'm trying to take it in. I'm trying to keep it going, more importantly. And I'm not, by no means am I getting complacent. Like, since I won the interim belt, I want more of it. I'm not like, oh, mission completed, job done. Look what I've done, everybody. I'm the man. Yeah, I am the man, but I want to be the man for a long period of time. I don't want to be a flash in the pan, done, boom, crack on, look what he was. I want to be, this is the guy, this is the best ever. And now I'll enjoy my life when I stop enjoying it.
Does it frustrate you? Does it frustrate you at all? Because when you say that, I'm the man, right? And you are. But Jon Jones is the man, if you will, right? And so some people sitting here, maybe in the comment section, we'll see them because you know what people are like in the YouTube comment section. Oh, he's sitting there saying he's the man. The real man is Jon Jones. Do comments like that annoy you? Does it frustrate you that you're not getting a chance yet to go out there and prove that?
Well, first of all, I'm not an idiot. Like, I'm aware that there's another guy there who is a champion, and that's why I want to fight him. It's not fucking rocket science. Do you know what I mean? I want to prove it. I just want the chance to prove it. And that offends people. And I don't know why. I can't get my head around that. I can't figure that out. But it does. For some reason, people get very offended when I say that I want to fight Jon Jones, and I don't know why it is. But I'm not going to harp on about it. Do you know what I mean? I've cried about it loads.
No, you've said your piece.
I don't want to keep banging on about it. But I want to be the guy.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Tom, and obviously don't expect you to talk about any numbers or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But in your position, you've fought for it. You're now in a great position. You're the interim heavyweight champion of the world in the UFC, right? So you're earning a very, very handsome living these days. Things go to plan for you for the next few years. You know, you've kind of, I remember we're from the same part of the world. We've got similar kind of backgrounds, working class families in Lancashire. But when I got to that stage, I was like, wow, shit, I can't believe this. Look where I've come. Look how far I've come. Look at what I've managed to achieve and the life I can now afford to give to my family. Do you ever sit back sometimes and think, wow, look how far I've come? You know, when you came on in, when you were working on the doors and you saw that guy bite the guy's nose off, you know, did you ever think that one day you'd be sitting there in this position? I mean, of course, I know you would have been ambitious, but to turn it all into a reality, you did it.
You know what? I think I did see it. I did think that this is what I was going to get. And obviously, I'm very, very grateful for it. Very. But you know what, Mike? I think, in a way, you need to give yourself a lot of credit for it, because it's people like you who fucking open the door for people like me. And hopefully, people like me are going to open the door for other people. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. If I can be like the tiniest, teeniest, weeniest part of someone's success, who's 16 years old right now, the way I was 16 years old looking at you, like that, and even beyond fighting, even beyond, like, I want to do what you're doing now when I'm retired. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's hard to do when no one has done it before from where you're from. So for you to be able to do it with nobody really to have the blueprint, like, that's really impressive. And yeah, I'm always looking up to you, Mike, constantly, as you know.
Well, thank you, Tom, and it truly does mean the world to me. But we're here to talk about you, buddy. So for me, though, going back to my experiences, so for a while, because as I said, growing up for me, money was tight, and then I left school at 16. You know, we were broke, and I got into this because it was my best skill, fighting, competing. I was a fighter, so I wanted to make money for my family. But I was always kind of like suffering with imposter syndrome. You know what I mean? That at some point, you know, it's all going to collapse. It's all going to go wrong. I'm going to get cut from the UFC. Before I know it, I'm going to be back down the job center, applying for some shitty factory job, and it will be a little flash in the pan, a little blip on the timeline of my life. And I remember I was driving past the King's Arms in Clitheroe, the local pub where I used to hang out. It was actually the pub that I last got arrested in. And I was driving past there, and in my nice brand new Audi S5, you know what I mean? I drove past it and I saw the pub, and I was like, and I just went, just to myself, yes! Because I was like, I fucking done it. I've left that life behind. You know what I mean? Now I allowed myself to think maybe this will be my future. Do you ever have any thoughts like that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, definitely. Like you say, it's a tough role to be a professional mixed martial artist who's making good money. It's not. It doesn't just happen on its own. By no stretch of the imagination does that happen. Like, it's the 0.1% of people actually make a living out of professional mixed martial arts. Never mind be able to look after the family and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm very, very grateful and blessed that I'm able to do that. And yeah, every day. Sometimes, mate, like my training partners and my coach job and stuff like that. Some of them are literally my family, and some of them are as close to me as my family are. And sometimes I'll just be like sat round in the morning after training. You know, you're feeling great after training, and I'm just looking around and I'm just thinking, these are like my best friends and family, and I get to spend every day with them rather than getting up and doing something I don't like. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah,
that never gets old for me. Like that absolutely never gets old.
Yeah, you're right. And that's kind of what I miss, the camaraderie of it all. You know what I mean? Being in the gym with the team and my coaches and my training partners and then going off to the fight venue, wherever that was. That's definitely what I miss about it, the brotherhood. You know what I mean? What would you say, Tom, to any young men out there or women, you know, that may be stuck in a rut right now? You know, the life isn't going their way. Have you got any words of wisdom for them or any kind of advice you could offer anyone?
I think you should find your passion if you don't already know it. If you don't know what your passion is, try different stuff and try it out. Once you find it, go for it. And don't let people tell you otherwise. Because, and especially this is something that I'm learning, when you start getting success, people start getting pissed off with you. Don't know why that is. That's human nature. You got to keep pushing through that.
They love you on the way up.
Yeah, exactly.
And then as soon as you get to the top, they start talking shit.
As soon as you start doing better than people don't like it, mate. Simple as that. And you got to just keep pushing on. You got to forget about that and keep doing it for you. And fucking enjoy yourself along the way as well. Because I think a lot of people put a lot of pressure on what they're doing. And I've been guilty of myself of putting too much pressure on myself a lot over the years. And enjoy it, man, because we get one go at this. Whatever it is that you choose, whether it's MMA, whether you're a banker, whether you're a vet, whether you are trying to be a doctor or whatever, like, enjoy yourself because you only get one go at it. So try your best and enjoy it.
And that's that's a very, very important thing because so many people, I mean, I used to do it, you know, you're stuck in jobs and then some people maybe don't have the option. But if you are literally miserable doing a job that you hate, a dead-end job that no one respects you, no one cares, and a lot of people are in that position, you know, and if you quit, fine, they'll just fill the hole. You're just a number to them. You got to move on. You got to move on because as you say, you only get one life. You know what I mean? If you're spending it bloody miserable, and it sounds like we might be sitting here from privileged positions, you know, I understand not everyone has those kind of options, but you're absolutely right, Tom. Absolutely right. Harrington, jump on real quick before we let Tom go. By the way, Tom, any idea when you will be back in there?
Right now,
any dates at all?
I have no idea. Right now. Oh, hello, Harrington. Lovely to see you.
You're on mute again. He does this every time. Just lately.
While he's on mute, I've got to tell you, though, I am.
Go on, then tell me.
My coach is out there waiting for me. We've got to be quick here.
What time to piss off? Who is it?
He's not listening.
Is it Andy?
No, it's my S&C coach.
What's his name?
Jamie.
Well, tell Jamie he can f*** off.
I've told him 3 times.
Tell him he's speaking to the UK pioneer, the former champ, the first champ. Okay? Have a bit of respect. How about that, Jamie?
Well, what time is it now?
I was going to say, where are you? You didn't look like you were at home. That'll do then, Tom. See, in the meantime, hopefully Harrington can sort his bloody microphone out. Tom, you're the man. Always love talking to you, buddy. And yeah, hopefully see you when you come over to LA. Or I'll see you in Vegas anyway, regardless.
Yeah, we'll see you. I'll see you soon.
Thanks for your time, Tom. Take care, mate.